Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, man. Welcome to the host with the most, the big broadcast, man. Episode 85, man. We getting close to a hundo, huh? We getting close to that 100 piece, man. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You know what to do, man. You came in here, you know what I mean, on this Friday night, long week, hard week. I don't know about y'all, but we got to celebrate. We got to have a good time. If you coming in, I want you to put your feet on the floor. You know what I mean? I want y'all to put your feet on the floor, you know what I mean, with at least some respect. I want y'all to put some respect on my name. What am I talking about? I want y'all to like the video, like the stream, give 5 stars if you're listening on podcasts and platforms, whether that be Spotify, whether that be you know what I mean, whether that be Apple Podcasting, Google, Android, whatever you're listening to, I want you to show your boy some love, man. Apple Podcasting. Yes, we're gonna do it, man. We gotta rock with it. Rock with your boy, man. We're gonna get it started, get it popping. Fair use. We're gonna start it off with one of my favorite songs, and I think y'all already know what it is, man. Before we talk reckless. Before we talk the real, we gotta start with this. I just want to take a pause for just that bar alone. You know what I mean? She want me to sign the Trojan, but I'm not Bronny James. USC Trojans. Bronny James played for it. Brylo's crazy, man. Let's get it, man. I'm sorry I had to take a pause. I had to take a pause for the cause. And I want y'all, as y'all tune in, man, let's have a cheers, some beers or whatever you have rolling in, man. Until I get a sponsorship from some of these people, I am not going to say the brand, but I'm going to give y'all a cheers. So let's cheers to tonight, to Friday, to this fantastic podcast and stream. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in, man. You better abuse that like button. Get on that like button, abuse it. And I want to see the chat talking. So I want to hear y'all talk to your boy. Let's go, man. Cheers. You know what I mean? We rock with our fans. Davey in the chat, man. My homie, man. What's goody? What's goody, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. We vibe. My thing is, right? We all gotta be Alvin Kamara lit, right? But you can't be texting that hoe like a saint. Shout out to the homie Davey, man. Cheers to you, man. I'm gonna do cheers it up to you, my homie. My brother for life. Let's go, man. Mm. You cannot be texting that hoe like a saint, right? Text her good, speak to her good. You can't be texting her all the time. You can't be blowing up her ish, man. You know what I mean? A little give and go. You know what I mean? A little touch and go, if you know what I mean? Ultimately, you don't want it to be a conspiracy. Because that ish might get serious. You guys understand? Man, what? Ooh. Uncle BJU. And go reach the stoop. Everything. That's how they finish with this. Y'all know Smurfy thugging. Yeah, oh my God. Nigga, I mean, look. My sister up here. Cause hopefully his name was going down. J connection. Fair use, of course, man. I don't understand it, but we gotta have some fun. By the way, if you just pulled up right now, I want you to like the stream, like the video, give 5 star if you're listening audio only, and of course, get in the comments, man. Talk to me, chat. You got DJ J in the building, TJ Big Stepper. Already got the burps, man. We starting this ish off right, man. Play some music to start it off. Warm y'all up, butter y'all up, and let's vibe out. Let's go there. At the club, said that boyfriend wanna book me. I'm still feeling love. Fair use, of course. I want to set it up, man. I want us to be active tonight, man. I want the chat active. I want y'all active. I want everybody to rock out. It's Friday night. We've all been working hard. We deserve it. I hope y'all were working hard. I hope y'all were doing work in. You're all putting in the work this entire week because we deserve it, man. We deserve to get active. You understand me? You get me? Need this. Let's run it up with this, man. And I want to let the chat know this. I do, if I get super chats, I'm doing a shot per super chat. Meaning, we're going to have one shot right now to commemorate the fact that y'all are pulling up in here. Audio listeners are listening. We appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Cheers to us this Friday. Let's go, man. Cheers. Let's go. Woo! Woo! That woke me up a little bit because they like shoot. Mm. Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, baby? What's going on, baby? Let's go, man. Playing with your boy, man. Mm. Hey, I don't know what's going on with it, but that's one of my tracks, man. That's one of my tracks. Fair use again. If y'all jamming, man. I got a track for y'all, man. One of the greatest.
I have the results of a paternity test here that's going to tell us definitively whether Cameron or Zeke is in fact the father of this.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Cam from time has been a funny dude, man. He's out of pocket. He's hilarious, man. We got to give it up to Cam, man. Get him. This is a classic, brother. Classic. Let's go.
Baby. Cam, Zeke, you are not the father.
Obviously, fair use. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. YouTube, don't play with me, man. Man, I got to get the chat popping, man. Talk to me, chat. Davey, if you still in there, tap in with your boy, man. Let's go.
Father of this. Yes! It has to be a mistake. I'm sure.
All of them.
My
Here, boot camp. They got
They shooting them right.
Let's get the dice and roll.
Get them, girls.
They flipping bricks. Get the rocks and picks. Get them girls. Active fights. With the goons I spy.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I'm so thankful for y'all tapping in, man. We gotta switch the vibes though. We gotta switch the vibes. Yeah, I mean, we gotta switch the vibes. I like this early 20s flow, man. Early 2000s flow, man. How y'all feeling about it? How y'all feeling about it in the chat? Talk to me, chat. You know what I mean? We can do one more that I think will actually represent what's actually going on right now in terms of, you know what I mean? We started with The Rock. We got to go with The Rock because we got to talk about something a little bit low. You know what I mean? And I hate being low, but we got to go low. No, obviously, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. I don't own this content. YouTube about to play with your boy or these platforms. I do not own this. This belongs to Rockefeller. Obviously, Beanie Siegel, feel it in the air. I feel it in the air, man. Let it positive and say, yo, that Melissa, this shorty is fire. Fire. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to Method Man being a shiesty. Classic line, man. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you still among those stars, man. From Beans, shout out. Hey, man, we got to salute, street dudes like Beans. He was spitting some real ish. Like, this is rap, this is rap, and this is not even just rap. This is just music, you know? Mm. My little jam session, man. Shout out to Bean, shout out to Beanie Siegel, shout out to y'all for tapping in with your boy, man. We gotta talk about it though. The reason we're here, we gotta talk about the main subject, and that's Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, if y'all are not in the know, Tua Tagovailoa is a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Okay, so here's a video of what happened yesterday because he was playing yesterday. This is fair use, by the way. And it was really kind of controversial. So let's lock in, bro. Pop in. This is what happened yesterday on the Thursday night football game where his team got crushed, but this is what happened.
Down by 21 points, fourth
and if you're the audio only listeners, I'll break down what kind of happened. We're looking at a screen of the Miami Dolphins playing the uh Buffalo Bills, right? The quarterback is Tua Tagovailoa. He's in a pistol formation. This is fourth down. He's trying to get a first down. They're about 4 yards away. Okay.
four. Pressure.
At this point, there's a lot of pressure. He steps up in the pocket and he's running
Tua
for the
steps
first
up.
down.
He's going to run for the first down and takes a.
He runs for the first down, and then like they said, Al Michaels is a little too kind with that because what happened in this video, if y'all are listening on audio only, he went to get that first down. He already got it, but while he was going to get it, he crashed into DeMar Hamlin's. Ironically, DeMar Hamlin's arm. If y'all don't know about DeMar Hamlin, about a year ago, the man died on a football field, had to be resuscitated, and now Tua Tagovailoa dived into his arm, right? And Tua literally absolutely insane. And this is more insane because the simple fact of Tua has a history of this. Okay. So there's a content creator called Brian Shelter or something like that. He's somebody who used to be, who's a doctor, right? And he gave his analysis of the situation right after it happened. And I'm going to give my point of view right after the doctor, man. So here's where we go, man.
Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa unfortunately just suffered another really concerning looking concussion.
By the way, again, fair use. I don't own this content. This belongs to the doctor, Brian something. I forget his name. It is what it is. Listen to his opinions and I'll speak in between. Let's go.
And once again, displaying that abnormal posturing, fencing-like response on the field with his hands, similar to what we saw last season. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Suter, and my goal in this channel is to help.
By the way, go check out Dr. Brian Suter if he's really, really good at analyzing injuries in sports. And he's a dope content creator, man. Shout out to him.
Teach you more about the medical
video that Dr. Brian is using right now, or at least the picture that he has right now on the screen, happened from no, sorry, 2 seasons ago. I think in the Cincinnati Bengals game where, you know what I mean, it was scary to watch. And the issue is a lot of things happening to Tua are happening in prime time. So let's let the doc explain the scientifics behind it, bro.
or severe head injury, but when we see these outward displays, we know for sure that there has been this clear and obvious brain trauma. Whenever somebody gets a concussion, one of the common things we can see from an external sort of sign of a concussion that you can visually observe is going to be abnormal posturing, meaning abnormal contraction or flexion of the limbs or the muscles because of this increased motor tone that's being abnormally fired from our brain as a result of that brain trauma. The fencing response.
It's not because this hit was any way more severe than any other hit. It's because the brain recognized that he just got a traumatic response, and the brain goes and reverts to where it's usually been. This usually happens to, like, let's say, when like a UFC fighter or boxer has a quote unquote weak chin. It's not necessarily that they have a weak chin, it's that their body understands and feels some little bit of pressure or trauma that it reverts to protecting itself by shutting ish down. That's why Tua got concussed so fast because evidently his body was saying, "Bruh, we've been through this before. Let's shut down right away." Right? Talk to him, doc.
It's activating those circuits abnormally to cause that contraction, this seizure-like response. This was the play where it happened, and there's no real mystery about.
And that's the really crazy part because these are seizure-like responses, dog. And what makes it worse is it's in prime time. Right? What do I mean by prime time? It's happening during the times that most of the world, not just America, because we out here up north, man, Canadians, shout out to CA, we're watching it live. You feel me? Right?
The mechanism, of course, this is a situation that no matter how much you try and train, teach an athlete, we heard all this stuff about Tua learning how to fall. Whenever you lower your head, his eyes are closed, he's clearly trying to brace for impact, gets this direct axial load compressing.
And you see what Tua is doing. Tua is almost inviting contact with the crown of the head. Now, to add more context to this, the Miami Dolphins were down 3 touchdowns. So they needed to score. They're in the red zone. They have to score to keep this game going. And Tua is doing the most he can to put his team in position. Why? Because he got paid $230 million in the offseason. Why? Because he's the captain of this team. Why? Because he's the quarterback of this team. All of this is connected. So he's going to do his best to put his team in a position to win, which I salute, which we all salute, which we all respect. But at what cost? That's the question. At what cost is he
into the top of his head, combined with this rotation where his head gets knocked off to the side, brainstem, the brain are going to get rotated and twisted, imparts clear force into the brain to cause this head injury.
Boom, it just looks ugly if you even look at it, man.
No mystery here with our mechanism. Now, next we'll talk about what we saw on the field this time with that motor activation and what it can mean going forward. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Injuries don't just happen to professional athletes, but
shout out to Brian, get your money on. Let's skip that. Shout out to Brian getting to his money, man. Let's
now,
go.
what's happening in the brain as this hit occurs, right? All of Tua's momentum is carrying him forward into the Bills player. As he makes contact, there's this sudden, abrupt stop where right there, his brain wants to continue moving, the brainstem wants to continue moving forward, but you've hit this rigid object. And so the helmet, the skull stops, the brain continues to move, and all of that energy gets imparted into the actual cells within the brain. You then get this rotational component, and what happens to actually cause the concussion and cause the brain injury is a whole sequence of things. There's actual rotational shear forces that can damage, that can tear the neurons.
You see, that's why this makes it so dangerous, man. The doctor's breaking it down, man. Go ahead, doc. Fair use. I don't own this content. Belongs to the good doctor. The fact remains that Tua's compromised. He's compromised because this happened not just one time. This might be his third concussion in the NFL officially. There's multiple times this dude has had, you know what I mean? Um, concussions or traumatic brain injuries or experiences that ruin his neurochemistry, right? Doctor's gonna break it down, but the fact remains that Tua is in a very, very fragile situation. Now, keep in mind, the doctor is kind of objective in this situation because he's not a doctor for the Miami Dolphins. What am I talking about? Every single NFL team has a team doctor and a team medical crew. Okay? That medical crew is there in the interest of the team. What do I mean? Every doctor is paid by the owner of the team. Okay? And that is for the Miami Dolphins is Steven Ross. And I'm gonna show you who he is. I'm gonna show you who he is. He's a multi-billionaire. Basically, to own an NFL franchise, you have to be a billionaire. But this guy, Stephen M. Ross of the Miami Dolphins, I'm gonna put him up on your screen if y'all want to see it. He's the owner. He's the dude that's signing the checks to the doctors. Keep in mind, this is the same man that paid Tua a $230 million contract 2 months ago. So you think he doesn't want to have his quarterback on the field? Of course he does. 1 + 1 = 2, man. Like this ain't rocket science, my G. What Stephen Ross wants to do is to make sure that his quarterback gets on the field and helps his team win and helps him obviously make more money. It is what it is, it's called business. What the issue here is his quarterback, the person he's invested $230 million to, is a liability in terms of injuries, specifically head trauma, concussions, right? That's where it gets dicey because Tua could have been paid last season, gotten that big contract last season, but there was hesitancy. And the reason there was hesitancy was because of what Brian is talking about right now. You have to understand this, that in the game of football, it is a calculated risk. Every time that you strap in with that helmet, you put on them pads, you have a chance to unfortunately die. I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm talking about die. What am I talking about? I'm talking about there's been players who have been close to death or straight up died on the field. Damar Hamlin being one of them. And the irony of this is that that tackle of what happened inside that game was Damar Hamlin. And if you don't know who Damar Hamlin is, I'm going to put it on the screen, or at least I'm going to speak to it audibly. He's a Buffalo Bills safety. Damar Hamlin died on the field last year, bro. This dude who's on the screen right now, he died on the football field. He had to be resuscitated by the Buffalo Bills medical team, who, again, are being paid by the owner of that specific team. So put two and two together, dog. Use your brain cells. What does this tell us? What does this tell me? What does this tell you? It tells us that it is in the Miami Dolphins' best interest, and specifically Stephen Ross's interest, to have Tua Tagovailoa on that football field as soon as possible, despite what happened. Brian, talk to him.
You get this widespread sort of brief activation and then release of neurotransmitters as all that energy is being transferred into the skull, thinking of like that brain, bouncing back and forth within the skull. The combined component here of that rotational twist can put additional stress on the brainstem, which we theorize might be part of how and why we see those external posturing responses because a lot of those reflexes are centered within the brainstem. One of the first things we can observe then with the posturing is we see his right lower extremity. The right leg is plantar flexed, that foot is pointed downward, the ankle's pointed downward, along with a little bit of this inversion. That's not what happens when you're just completely limp and unconscious. That's going to be from muscle activation.
You see what I'm saying? Dude is basically passed the hell out, man. We're not gonna play games with what's going on right now. He's passed the hell out, man. He's knocked the hell out. And you know what I was happy about? I was happy that Tua was able to get up a few plays later, not even a few plays, a few minutes later, and actually walk himself to the locker room to get evaluated. But everybody and their mama knew that Tua was out for the full game. And what I think is gonna happen, he's gonna be out for a few weeks, meaning the Miami Dolphins are cooked. Let's go, Brian.
Again, centering within the brain, cooling down and affecting that right lower leg.
Depressing topic for sure, but we got to talk about the real. We're not gonna be here to sugarcoat, man. Football is a brutal sport. It's a contact sport that comes with the territory. Let's go.
And now from this angle, we can see not only do you get that initial axial load into the head, but then as he falls, his head is going to smack against the turf, which is going to cause another insult to the brain. It might have been part of why we saw that posturing sort of response. So as we keep playing through here, initially we're going to see his body again, that right lower leg. We see how it's tensed up. We see that ankle pointed downward. We're going to start to see the right hand go into that awkward flexed position with his hands being rigid, similar.
See, Brian is being a whole Brian is being a whole professional. It is what it is. The fact remains is dude is doing crip signs, man. Dude is murked. Dude is absolutely cooked, man. He's deep fried. Let's go.
To what we saw happen
I'm not even trying to make a joke. It's kind of sad. He's deep fried.
last year. And then as he's trying to kind of roll over again, we see that rigid firing of the hands. The arms are coming.
Bro is representing rolling 60s Crips, man. He's representing the 40s or something like that, man. He's representing Grape Street. It is what it is. He's putting up gang signs because the dude is unconscious. He's knocked the hell out. Sad. Let's go.
Up towards the head in that sort of protective response. And then as he continues to try to get up here, we even see some changes in the left hand. As he's working to sort of regain conscious, push himself up, we see how that left hand is awkwardly extended backwards. Again, showing all these external signs.
Again, fair use. I don't own this piece of content. Shout out to the Dr. Brian for breaking it down. And if you're here, you better stop playing with your boy and go get on those likes, man. Like the stream as y'all are here. I appreciate y'all for spending the night with me. Love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Like the video, like the stream. Get in the chat. I want to know how y'all feel, man. I'm sending this question to y'all in the chat. Do you think Tua should retire? And that's the real question here. Should Tua retire? What am I talking about? He has officially 3 or 4 concussions in the NFL. This is his 5th or 6th season. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the thing is, it doesn't seem like things are getting better. Seems like things are getting worse. Right? Brian, talk to him, man. Get in the chat, y'all. Let me know what y'all feel about that. I might even put this as the podcast question of the week. Let's go.
Of that brain overactivation, those reflexes being reactivated as a result of this significant brain trauma. When we saw him coming off the field, I'll admit, it looked like he still didn't really have a clear sense of where he was. I'm glad we saw him ruled out right away. There was no question.
Bro is out of it. Bro is out of it. And you know what? The thing about Tua is he's a football player, man. As somebody who played football, obviously never to the length and elite level of Tua. You know what I mean? He's a warrior. It's in his DNA to get up, stand up. It's in his DNA to try to fight, to try to go above and beyond, to try to compete. The reason that play happened is because he wanted to put his team in a position to score a touchdown and even up the game, even though the Buffalo Bills have completely spanked Miami in the past few years. Literally 1-10. That's the record Miami has against the Dolphins in recent years in the Josh Allen era. Meaning they're getting clapped. They're getting absolutely destroyed. So when Tua got up from his concussion, he was trying to help his team out, put them in a position to win, right? And in doing so, he might have cooked not only himself, but he cooked, in all honesty, the Miami Dolphins, man. If Tua is not the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins are not going to win much, and they're actually going to be the worst team in the AFC East. They're gonna be worse than the Patriots, man. And it's sad to see because Tua's 26 years old, young guy, and he has so much of the future ahead of him that it's sad, man. It's tragic, man. Brian, talk to
See
him, man.
those visible signs. It doesn't matter what your exam shows. It doesn't matter if Tua says he's completely asymptomatic. You see that visible evidence of that tonic posturing on the field, you're automatically done. And he still seemed to me to be pretty dazed. Now, just because, again, we saw that severe outward display of the brain trauma, that doesn't mean that this is going to be a multi-week, prolonged, super long recovery. What matters more so in how slow or how quickly you're going to go with the recovery. Yes, you have the baseline 5 steps with the NFL protocol, but also you're going to consider the individual athlete's history. Tua, having undergone serious head injuries like this before.
That's what I'm saying, Doc. You gotta really look at the athlete, man. And what am I talking about? Every athlete is different, man. You know what I mean? I'm not the same as the next guy, and nobody's the same as the other guy. There's different, you know, strokes is different, bro. You know what I mean? The thing about Tua is, unfortunately, whether this is by God's design or maybe it's just life or whatever it is, his body is not designed to withstand even mild hits from the game of football. And football is a physical sport. I'm gonna give you a great comparison. There's a dude, obviously, if y'all are sports fans, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has what you call a granite chin, man. What am I talking about? He is, by a lot of measurements, the best boxer in the world. Mexican dude. Here he is right there on the screen. He has a thick neck and a big head. Okay? So when he's getting hit in the head multiple times when he boxes, he has never been knocked down or really been hurt that much because his body, his physiology is just built, he's built different. He's just built different. He's one of my favorite boxers out here. He is literally built different. So what am I talking about? I'm saying that when it comes to him getting a hit on the head, right? He's completely fine. Multiple hits in the head. Actually, he's taken possibly you could argue too many hits on the head as a boxer. But guess what? There's other people who are like him who have actually taken too many hits in the head and it's actually bad and toxic for them. And this is one of my favorite boxers who's actually had gotten too many hits in the head. My boy Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder. He's a warrior. He's a champion, former champion, but he got knocked the hell out recently, about 5 or 6 months ago, by another boxer called Zhali Zhang, a Chinese boxer who knocked him clean the hell out. And this has become a pattern because Deontay Wilder has been knocked out now twice, and his chin has become suspect. He's got multiple brain injuries, right? So with him, for him to go out and fight again or go and compete again, it's not in his best interest. It's actually very bad for his best interest. It actually will do him a lot of damage. Same thing with Tua. Same thing with Tua. And Tua has had such a big history of injuries, man. Brian, talk to them for the last part,
I
man.
would expect they're going to be more conservative with him. In no way would this disqualify him from being able to continue playing football. There's not a set number of concussions that we keep track of. There could be some athletes who get disqualified after one concussion and others who might have 5, 6, 7, or 8. It really depends more on how you respond to each of
Exactly. That's what I talked about. Canelo, Deontay Wilder, different
them and
people.
what your residual symptoms are. Now, Tua could look at this and say, goodness, clearly there is something about his brain that seems to be more sensitive to these impacts. And this one, I don't know if it's just having a sensitive brain, but I think anybody who takes a hit like that is going to be at risk of a head injury. So I don't think this is something where we can say boy, clearly Tua is more at risk. This really does just feel a bit more like bad luck. We don't know of anything that would say, man, the fact that he's had now multiple outward displays of this posturing means there's something inherently wrong with his brain. I presume a long time ago they've done some brain imaging and they probably haven't found anything structural, or we probably would have heard about it, or he might have been disqualified. So just because we saw this happen another time, I don't think means that Tua is done with his football career. However, each time that this happens, you have to start asking those questions more and more. Again, nobody knows what the number is where
And that's the biggest question here. The biggest question is his YouTube career done? Is it over? Right? And that's what you really got to understand. Is it over? Right? Because he had so many of those. Now, would he because listen, it's not going to get better. Let's stop pretending and BS and we don't know what it is. It's not going to get better. Brian is being conservative with it, but let's be real. It's not going to get better. Should Tua retire? Get in the chat. I'm going to give you my conclusion after Brian talks, man. I'm going to go to the. I'm going to peel out for a little bit, man. Listen to Brian. I'll be right back. Talk to him, Brian. Fair use again. I do not own this piece of content. Let's go. And of course, it decides
each
to
time that this
freeze
happens, you
on me.
have to start asking those questions more and more. Again, nobody knows what the number is where you would say this is too much, it's not safe. You're probably going to get multiple opinions. You're going to see how long his recovery is. If his recovery and symptoms are prolonged for many weeks, a month plus, that might make them more cautious and make him say, yeah, I might think about stepping away from football. But if in a week he feels great, totally.
Of course, it's lagging whenever I dip, man. Brian is saying here, fair use again. He's saying that this comes down to Tua and his medical profession. You know what I mean? Meaning his team. Again, what am I talking about? Stephen Ross is the owner of the Miami Dolphins, man. I think y'all don't understand what's going on. Y'all football people know what's going on. But let me talk to you about this, man. Stephen Ross gave this man a massive contract this past offseason, man. You understand what I'm saying? In his fifth year and everything. So let's look at the actual contract right here. If y'all look at the screen here, he has a 213, $212 million contract, 212 for and $400,000 contract for 4 years. So he could have gotten paid more, right? Average salary about 53 million a year. You know what I mean? But the most important number in this figure is total GTD guaranteed, right? Meaning the total guaranteed here is 167,171,000, right? So this bleeds into 2029, but basically 2028. You know what I mean? But he'll be an unrestricted free agent in 2029. 2028 is the last year of his contract. What we're talking about here is his contract actually does hit the cap. What I'm talking about, the cap, I'm saying that over time, it really affects how much the Miami Dolphins can spend on other players. So if he was to somehow retire, it wouldn't be such a big cap hit. You know what I mean? Because it can be played around with the NFL salary cap, but it's still gonna hurt the franchise in general. Plus, let's not lie here, Tua is not a scrub. He's not great. He's not like a top 10. I won't call him a top 10 quarterback, but he's definitely on the upper edge. He's top 15. You could say he's top 12. He's literally right outside knocking on the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, right? And the thing is, with his injury issues, that's why they had a tough time actually giving him the massive super bag. It is what it is. I'm sorry to break it to y'all, man. That's what it is, right? And this makes us understand that football, of as great as much as we love the sport, it is a gladiator sport, man. It's a physical sport, man. And no matter how great you are as a quarterback, as a player, you have to go through this. And I'm gonna play the video one more time. Something as light as this could maybe end your career, man. Let's go, man.
You're down by 21 points, fourth and
Fair use, of course, man. This don't belong to me, YouTube. This belongs to uh, Amazon Prime. I was gonna say NBC because of Al Michaels, but it's Amazon Prime. Price. He paid the price, man. He paid the damn price, man. And I'm gonna say it like this: we gotta pour a little something for Tua, man. I'll pour something for you. I'm not saying he should retire. Answering my own question: should he retire? I don't think so. I think that he has one more go at it, but unfortunately, if he's if he's passing out or having huge concussions off something like this, I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So if I'm his family, I'm saying, bruh, one more shot and it's over. And it's over. If I'm Steven Ross and if I'm the Miami Dolphins, it's time to go in the draft. It's either time to go in the draft or it's time to pick up a free agent because this is going to get worse before it gets better. It is what it is. Get in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel. Should Tua retire a top 5 pick in the draft? Right? Top 5 pick. That season is basically over, man. Career is over. Right? Right? But that's up to him. That's up to the man. That's up to the man. The crazy thing is, there's other players in the NFL who've had tons of concussions and they're fine. But not necessarily that they're fine, but their body is able to recover and go forward, man. Crazy, man. We pour one out for Tua. Cheers to Tua. Cheers to y'all, man. Friday night. Let's go. We gotta have. I gotta switch the mood, man. I gotta switch the mood. Let's go. Mm, mm. Appreciate y'all, chat. Let's get on some. Let's have some fun, then. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about Shannon Sharpe and the drama. Let's go.
Guys, it's your favorite dunk here. Go ahead and click.
By the way, if y'all didn't know what happened, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Okay. Very simply said, Shannon Sharpe had an Instagram live where the man, let me put it in the chat. Did Shannon do the IG sex tape audio on purpose? Did Shannon leak the sex tape audio? The IG sex audio on purpose? Get in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I'm going to set up the question mark. If y'all didn't know, if y'all living under a rock, Shannon Sharpe was having sex with a woman and it went on Instagram Live. Okay? What am I talking about? It went on Instagram Live. In the middle of him clapping yeets, it went on Instagram Live. And it wasn't him actually visually smacking the cheeks. It was the camera facing, or at least the camera phone camera, the front face camera, was facing the bedpost and the ceiling. Right? So you could just hear the audio of him clapping it. Now, I'm tempted to put the audio on. Should I put the audio on? Should I actually post? Long story short, the man claimed that it was not planned. The man claimed that it was something that was a random mistake, technological mistake, regardless of that. So guess what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Uh his teammate Chad Ochocinco decided to set up a roast. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about on Nightcap on their show, the show of Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco. They not even they Chad set up a roast of Shannon Sharpe. You know what I mean? To make fun of him, joke on him, and overall just crack on him. You know what I mean? Because that was a situation that was one of the craziest things I have ever heard in my entire effing life. I'm gonna see if I can get the audio for y'all, man. I'm gonna see what I can do for y'all, man, because goddamn, this Negro, man, he ain't gay no more. He's delivered. He's delivered. The fact remains, Unc was a wild one for that. He was a wild one for that. This is the thing, right? For me, I've already gave y'all my opinion on it. I've already gave y'all what I think about it. You know what I mean? My thing is, bro was doing the most. He was doing the most, man. Damn. Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do it for y'all, man. Stay tuned, stay posted. Do you think he did it on purpose? Because there's been a theory on the internet that Shannon Sharpe not only has a male enhancement, you know what I mean, sponsor, right? But it seems like he wanted to go viral again. What am I talking about? When he went viral the first time with the Cat Williams interview, I think that he got a taste of that viral bug. Yeah, that's what I think it is. He got a taste of that viral bug, right? He got a taste to see, yo, this is how it feels to be the most talked about person in the world. And then subsequently after, a lot of people called him gay. Yeah, they called Shannon Sharpe gay. A man with multiple kids who's never had a single gay person come out there and said that they slept with him or did anything with him, right? They thought he was gay, right? Why do they think he was gay? Because he's a successful black male. Let's not sugarcoat. Let's not play around, man. It's Friday night, man. I'm off that. I'm off that brown, man. I'm not off that yak, but I'm off that brown, and I'm going to tell you the facts. The fact remains is when you are a successful black male, they're going to put gay allegations on you at all times. I'm sorry to tell you, bro. They're going to put gay accusations on you. The fact remains is that Shannon Sharpe, whether he leaked this or not, you know what I mean? I think the dude was trying to prove a point. Why? A lot of people roasted this nigga for being gay. A lot of people did that. A lot of people roasted this nigga. The fact remains is, was he actually gay? We don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he's gay at all. I think that the fact that he gained so much success and clout, that's why people say he's gay. And that's kind of an indictment on our culture where we see somebody that's shining and succeeding, and our automatic response is that that dude is a homosexual. Oh, like what? What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? And Snoop basically said the same thing because Snoop was part of the roast too. He was roasting Shannon, but he was mostly giving a lot of game to Shannon, saying, yo, the more successful you get, the more these niggas or I'm not even gonna say niggas. I'm saying black people, unfortunately, especially on the internet, not in real life, but on the internet, they're going to make rumors and say all kinds of nasty, disrespectful ish about you in order to ruin and tarnish your character. Why? Because we have this subconscious hate for each other, man. You know what I mean? And I could go deep. I'm not gonna go deep. We're gonna have fun tonight, though. So I'm gonna play this audio, man. Get in the chat, people. We're gonna talk about him clapping yeeks. This is part of the, you know what I mean, the viral Instagram live. Let's go, man. Unk is going at it, man. But I want to see, like, where are the claps? What's happening with the claps? I better hear some smacking. What's the smacking? You know what I mean? Where's the macaroni sound? Where's that? Oh my God. Oh my God. This goes on for like I think like 2 minutes. Homie was in that for 2 minutes. Her name Michelle, apparently, man. Get in the chat. How y'all feel about it?
I love it. Yes, baby.
Nasty, freaky grandpa. Oh man, YouTube's gonna play with me, man. By the way, if you won't see this, if you do not see this, if y'all don't see this stream, it's definitely gonna be going up on Patreon. YouTube is gonna destroy me and flag me, man. But let's go listen to the roast. Let's go, man. Again, fair use, fair use. I don't own this, man. You know what I mean? Let's go, man.
Let me get where I need to go now. Let me get where I need to go. Now, you know, you got on me.
I gotta ask y'all a quick question. I gotta ask a question to the chat. Have y'all ever been caught? Have y'all ever been caught? Y'all know what I'm talking about too. Have y'all ever been caught? Have y'all ever been caught doing the deed? Hey, talk to me now. Man, I'm gonna play with my afro until y'all talk to me in the chat. Have y'all ever been caught doing that stuff? You know what I mean? Getting the clapping, getting your cheeks clapped or clapping cheeks. Have y'all ever been caught? Now we can go deeper though. Have you purposefully gotten caught or been caught by accident? Mm. Mm. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Again, I think this was on some Kim Kardashian. We gonna plan this out and do it. And you know what? If you don't want to know what it is, I actually put you know what I mean? I put a poll. It's funny wording, but I put up a poll on my Instagram saying, "Have you ever been caught?" related to the Shannon Sharpe incident, right? Because it was gonna be the propelling narrative on this podcast. You know what I mean? And guess what? Guess what the people said? Well, guess what the people said? The people said that about 40%. Let me relook at it right now. About 40% said they never been caught, and 60% said they've been caught. What that tell you? What that tell you, man? Let's hear Shannon get roasted though. Let's hear him get roasted. Get in the chat. Have you ever been caught? That's the question for y'all tonight. Have y'all ever been caught doing the deed, getting freaky, getting freak nasty with your shorty or your nigga or your man's alpha? Let's listen to this, man.
Guys, it's your favorite dunk here. Go ahead.
Also, what the masses and the other people may say and think.
Again, fair use. This don't belong to me. This belongs to Shay Media. And it's not me. And if y'all popping in, man, y'all better pop in with a like, man. Like the streamers, y'all coming in, man. Show some love to your boy.
I like that. That's okay. But I ain't get my get back. Even last night, I made some jokes. but that wasn't my get back. Tonight, I'm gonna get my get back. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hold
on now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get my revenge, and we're gonna call this the roast of Shannon Sharpe. The roast of Shannon Sharpe, just like back in the days. It's a green light on everything. All jokes fly. Tonight, we got the legendary first guest, Lavelle motherfucking Crawford.
Lavelle Crawford's hilarious.
Green light on everybody. Val, where you at, baby?
I'm right here, man.
What's up, boy?
Some technical issues. It is what it is.
Lavelle, you muted. You muted.
Can you hear me
Lavelle.
now?
There he is. There he is.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Val, what they do, baby?
What's going on with you, Mr.
Man, I'm here.
Ocho
I'm here.
Cinco? What's happening?
Man, I'm good, boy. You know, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off, man. That's about it.
It's not that bullshit.
Lavelle, you know we did good TV. Hey, Lavelle, we did good. We did good. We did good content, Lavelle. I'm your boy now, Lavelle. Come on now.
Nah. He ain't your.
Yo, Shannon tried to hide from the smoke, man. Lavelle, get it there.
Hey, Lavelle, we did. Lavelle.
Get on his neck, dog.
Hey.
Lavelle, we did great. Hey, we did great TV.
Hey, we did. Hey, look, man. You know what? I'll keep it real
Fair use again, man. I don't own this content, bro. Let's go.
with you, baby. I'm glad you listened to me. You ran with it, boy. Hey, look.
Man, what you told him? What you told him?
I told him do a sex date.
Hey, told him to get that
Then he
sex
come
date.
on like Tiger Woods. I'm so sorry. I saw somebody hacked my. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Shannon. Ain't nobody hacked your shit. Come on.
Hey, hold on. Man, you ain't hear me.
Lavelle cooking. Let's go.
Hear me now. It's about 50 seconds. He in there out of breath, lifting all them goddamn weights, and he out of breath. Hold on. Then he got the nerve to growl. He in that growl. Come on. Oh, what we doing?
Look.
Yeah, man. He was in that. He was in that pum growling.
Look. Hey, football is different than sex. You're using different muscles, and you gotta concentrate. You gotta concentrate. He probably was trying to hold her up too. He should have laid her down. That's why he was growling. He was trying to keep that bear, but that rabbit was coming out of him.
Yeah.
Hey. I thought he just had on.
Man, he was trying to do that bear, but that rabbit came out, man. That's a bar.
Pornhub too loud. I ain't know. I said, he just got Pornhub on too loud. No.
Man, let's keep it a beam, man. When you in there like swimwear, dog, you can make noises, brother. You make noises as a man because look, man, the older you get, man, I'm not old. I'm like older. You know what I mean? My thing is, I'm gonna have fun in the pum pum, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. I might be growling. I might do whatever. I'm having fun in there, man. I'm not the type of person to be stressing. I'm not the type of person to be, I'm having fun in it. You know what I mean? What is the point of getting down if you're not having fun? So yes, Unc was growling. Unc was doing the most. But hey, sometimes I do the most too in that.
That was him in there. He was screaming loud. I said, did he scream or did she scream? She was doing real good. I was like, he got a great voice actress in there. You sound like you was trying to stand up in it, Shannon.
Hey, he was trying. He talking about he got two bad hips, to replace hips. Ain't no replace hips now.
Hey. Them hips, he was doing all neck. That was pretty neck right there. He was giving pretty neck. Hey, look, you know the bad thing about it? When he was having sex, right? I ain't hear him lisp. I ain't hear him
Oh,
spit or nothing. He
oh
talks
snap.
so clear when he in that ass. That ass make him sound eloquent.
Oh my God, bro. Homie was clear in that booty. Them cheeks made him eloquent. Ain't no lisp, ain't no hesitation, just clear talking within them cheeks. Shout out to the cheeks, man. Shout out to all the Michelle type women, man. Where your cheeks are so good that it has a man completely speaking properly. Let's go. Growling even.
Hey,
Man,
Yeah, nah.
I
Hey,
just appreciate you listening to me, Shannon. I told you that's all you gotta do, cause you had the gay community with their fingers crossed, hoping you was there, and then you sat up there and had this woman, and they just got their feelings was hurt. They was dropped. He
but
got the man
Lavelle,
first.
let me say, Lavelle, let me say this.
uh,
Ocho, people trying to say it was staged. So let
yeah.
me say this. Today, I just lost an interview on Club Shay Shay. That would have been the most visible person I would have been able to interview
Right.
today. They said no. We got 6 and 7.
Okay, so look, as much as we joke around and we having fun with this topic, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a thou wow. It was unprofessional as hell. It was unprofessional as hell to have this on your public facing social media, your biggest platform. It was definitely unprofessional to have this. By the way, I know YouTube's gonna play with me. I'm gonna put this on Patreon when they start playing with me. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And if y'all want to have to see this full Instagram live, not even this Instagram live, this podcast live, I'm gonna put the Patreon link in there because I know they about to play with me. I know YouTube about to play with me. It is what it is. We can fight the algorithm in one simple way, and that's liking the video. 5 star if you're listening on podcasting platforms. I usually release this on podcasting 2 to 3 days after. If you posting this on your public facing IG, you're gonna lose some money on. Let's go. Oh my god.
Papa, I love it. Yes, baby.
Can I get some papas in the chat? No diddy. Man, I'm putting the link to the Patreon again, man. Link to Patreon because this whole thing is going on Patreon. I know they about to play with your boy, and I'm not gonna play them games, man. Let's go.
Figure sponsors and advertisers saying, well, Shannon, we don't know if we want to continue this relationship. I'm about to be, my company, Shay Shay Media, is about to be a free agent.
Okay.
So that means Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, I'll be able to take it wherever we want to go, Ocho.
Homie is putting up the bat signal for his business, meaning that he's trying to let people know that Shay Shay Media is about to be like I said, a free agent. Why does this matter? This matters because he is trying to line his pockets up. You know what I mean? With the New Heights podcast or Joe Rogan or Call Her Daddy. What am I talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. They had the Kelsey brothers. I'm going to show you the article right here. They have a new deal with Wondery. Okay, Amazon's Wondery. So I'm gonna share the screen right here. I'm gonna show y'all what it is. So there you go. If y'all want to see it, y'all want to see it, man. Tap in. Tap in with your boy. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's see if y'all see it here. And if you're listening on audio only, I'll read basically what the article says. Jason and Travis Kelsey's podcast is soaring to new heights. Obviously, because the podcast is called New Heights. The Kelsey brothers reached a contract with Amazon's Wonderly, which gives the podcast network exclusive advertising sales and distribution rights. According to Variety, the deal is worth more than 100 million for 3 years. So that means about 33 million per year. Let me tell you something. That's more money than Travis Kelsey is getting paid to play football. That's obviously more money than Jason Kelsey used to get paid for playing football. According to the press release, new episodes of New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelsey will be available early and ad free on Wonderly Plus. The podcast will still be available on other podcasting services. This we couldn't be more excited to team up with Wonderly, blah, 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 blah. All that ish doesn't matter because what I'm talking about is $100 million podcasting deal for 3 years. And this is what's happening in the podcasting game. It's about making deals that are shorter term for a lot of MFing money. So guess what? With this sex scandal, it not only made Shannon Sharpe viral, but it might have cost him some bags. It might have cost him some bags. So as much as we joking and having fun, this might have cost him some money. Or it might have made him some money. Get in the chat. What do y'all think? Do you think this cost him or gained him some money? I'm gonna tell y'all what I think after, man. Let's hear Unc talk, man. Freaky ass Uncle.
Could stay with the volume. That's a very, very strong possibility. I'll stay with the volume. So let's just say, y'all want to think
So he's with the volume. He's in negotiations for something even more. Some bigger. Right? The fact remains is dude is trying to go to new heights. Corny joke. I don't care. I'm having fun. Let's go. It's Friday night.
I'll be willing to risk that. So next 5 to 7 years, potential 120 to $200 million. You think I would be willing to risk that to do this? So let me ask you out there. Tell me what you would be willing to risk. Would you be willing to risk 100 to $200 million just to refute a rumor? And half of you gonna believe what you're gonna believe, because it's almost like a Trump supporter. No matter what you tell them bad about Trump, they're gonna believe the good. So I just want to know, I want y'all to get in the chat and I want y'all to tell me. You tell me the rumor that you would be willing to refute and lose 100 to $200 million.
Well,
so he's directly talking about the business. But guess what? This is respectfully, Unc, you would do it. Because you did do it. What am I talking about? I say you intentionally pulled that stunt to go viral, and you geniusly, this is more of a credit to you, it worked. Shannon Sharpe was so viral, he was the most Google search person, I believe, on the 11th of September, 2024. Why? Because he released a sex audio. Do you understand that Kim Kardashian, when she came out, she lied about having a sex tape? She lied. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm not playing. She lied about having a sex tape. She told not only the world, but she told everybody she did not release that sex tape. Come to find out, she shot multiple versions of that sex tape, and her mother was part of the negotiating deals to put that sex tape on vivid entertainment and porn websites. This woman is a porn star, dog. And I've never respected this. I never respected it. If you're a porn star and you're a prostitute, right? Or you're an escort, stand in it. Keep it a beam with it. Don't lie. Right? And as much as I love and I respect Shannon Sharpe as a content creator and as just a man in general, not only as a football player, but just as a person, He's pulling a Kim Kardashian. And in my mind, I'm thinking Unc is better than this. Kim Kardashian lies about her whole persona and her whole image in order to make money. She's fake as I'm not gonna cuss. She's fake as hell. Right? And the appeal of Club Shay Shay, of Unc, is real. He keeps it 1,000. So for him to pull a stunt like this is against his brand or at least his aura. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So what you're having is an inauthentic action. You are pulling the Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, for years, even to this day, lies about that sex tape with Ray J. They had shot multiple tapes, and the mother, Kris Jenner, was part of the selling of the sex tape, meaning the mother prostituted out her daughter. Unbelievable to some, but it's the truth. It's the truth. The mother sold his daughter in prostitution, and if she was real about it, I'd respect her so much more, but she lied, right? And as Funk Flex says, lied, and y'all niggas worshipped him. Oh my God. Oh my God. The thing is, this is what y'all forget, man. Look at this, man. What she did again is she lied.
The situation, and I'm gonna tell you what I fucking hate about. I'm gonna tell you what I hate, and people always want to ask me why I said it 20 years later. Laid them both down. People always say why I said it 20 years later. I said it when the fucking shit was going on. And Biggie wouldn't have fucking died if that nigga hadn't lied. He lied. Y'all niggas worship him. Lied. Never, ever said nothing about him. Fucking lied. Nobody wants to tell the truth.
She said, absolutely not. Biggie was hurt when Pac got at him.
Oh my God.
First by mistake. I told you.
Oh man, we gotta run that back. I'm sorry. We gotta run that back.
And Biggie wouldn't have fucking died if that nigga hadn't lied. He lied. Y'all niggas worship him. Lied.
Lied.
Never, ever said nothing about him. Fucking lied.
He lied. Look at the nigga face, man. Oh my God.
Nobody wants to tell the truth.
She said, absolutely not. Biggie.
Oh my God. This is what happened, y'all. Kim Kardashian and her mother lied. And a lot of these women worship her. She didn't say the truth. And unfortunately, Unc, I'm being real with you. For you to go on Instagram Live, right? And by accident host this? Go live on this? Like I said, once this stream gets flagged by YouTube, I'm putting it on Patreon, y'all. Enjoy this live as much as you can. Enjoy this podcast as you can. It's going on Patreon, man. Early access on Patreon, only $5 a month. Y'all gotta go figure it out. This is crazy. Again, I'm gonna run it back, man. You lied. Shout out to Michelle. Let's go.
Papa.
Every Michelle in the world, we appreciate you and appreciate what you're doing for the culture. Let's go.
I love it. Yes, baby.
Crazy, crazy. Let's hear what Unc has to say. But we can't forget the fact remains is that Unc lied. Before we get to it, Unc lied. Unc lied. Let's go.
And Biggie wouldn't have fucking died if that nigga hadn't lied. He lied. Y'all niggas worship him. Lied.
Lied.
Never, ever said nothing about him. Fucking lied.
Lied.
Nobody wants to tell
Nobody
the
wants to
truth.
say the truth.
C said, absolutely not. Biggie was hurt when Pac got at him.
Amen. Amen. Let's hear the lies. Let's listen to the lies.
Lavelle, I ask you, Lavelle, would you be willing to lose 100 to 2?
Fair use, fair use. I do not own this content. Again, I do not own this content. Don't play with me, YouTube. Again, this is going to be going on Patreon. Thank you so much for rocking with me, chat. Let's play this in. Let me tell you this, man. Get in the chat. Did he lie? Again, did he post it on purpose, man? Talk to me, chat. We in here for a little bit longer, man. Let's talk about it. Podcast on for a little bit longer, man. Talk to your boy. Talk to your boy. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's listen to the lies. Let me tell you something about life, right? Sometimes the lies are more comforting than the truth. I'm going to let that sit. Sometimes the lies are more comforting than the truth. Third time's a charm. Sometimes the lies are more comforting than the truth. The lies are more comforting than the truth because the truth is painful. That's why, like he said, lied and y'all niggas worshipped him. He was talking about Tupac. Lied, but y'all niggas worshipped him. The lies are more comforting than the truth. So we're gonna hear Shannon Sharpe. As much as I rock with Shannon and I really like Shannon, Shannon's about to lie, not only to his audience but to everybody, right? Because the truth of him being bullied and harassed by you ain't-ish Negroes, and you know what? Y'all not niggas no more. Y'all are Negroes. Y'all done put him in a corner. We has to get in a trick bag and jeopardize multi-million-dollar deals in order to prove to you that he's a heterosexual male. That's my opinion, bro. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Let's go, man. Let's listen to the cap. Let's listen to the Colin Kaepernick.
$200 million to refute a rumor and to sell some merchandise.
No, because I ain't never had that opportunity to ever lose $100 million. And if I get $100 million, my teeth would be as white as both of y'all. You understand? First of all, you took a lot of risk in that. You know, they seen all your muscles, they could have seen your penis size. And if it ain't up to par, you ain't got good lighting and makeup. See, I know why I'm glad it was more audio. You don't want nobody judging you. And if they would have seen you like, oh man, but you might get Trojan though. Trojan might come in.
And you got to think.
So Lavelle smart as hell, man. He broke it down perfect. He broke down the game. He said, yo, I'm telling you right now, you good for doing the audio. You did the audio, so you straight. Because if he didn't do the audio, this would have been a disaster. Like the lighting, man. Pornography is a production. Again, You looking at an individual like Kim Kardashian who made multiple productions and became if we take her by her word, a billionaire of a leaked sex tape. Hey man, say man, that ish happens. It's Hollywood. It's Holly weird. Talk to him, man.
They gonna come in with no
Hold
100
on, you got to
million.
think too. If you think about it, listen, this is the first time. Now, this is the first time we had a sex book, right? A sex tape for that matter, but it's nothing visible. It's audio. So now this is the first time ever.
But it's still me,
Huh?
Ocho.
I know it's still you, but we can't see you. We can just hear you. So this is the first. This is the invention of something new. This is like.
It's actually really, really smart if you really think about it, because what that does is that it actually entices a female audience. What am I talking about? I'm talking about when you're talking about just women in general, women are more so auditory and imaginative, especially when it comes to, I'm just keeping it real. This is just my theory, my thinking. Women are just more auditory and imaginative when it comes to sexual activity, meaning they are not so visual as men. What am I talking about? If you were to talk a woman about a sexual activity or read something to a woman about a sexual activity, she has a higher chance of being turned on by that than you actually showing her a sexual activity. I'm broadly generalizing though. You understand what I'm trying to say here? So him dropping this audio, you could say sex tape, auditory sex tape, that's going to entice and invite a female audience. Cause niggas ain't trying to hear some you fucking. We ain't trying to hear that shit. We ain't into that. You know what I mean? These are facts. These are facts. I personally think it was a genius tactic. Anyways, let's talk to
Well,
him.
no.
Fair use.
How did they know it was you? Did you say this is Shannon Sharpe laying down pipe?
No,
did you make an announcement? Did you say it's Shannon Sharpe? I'm killing his ass. Did you say that?
Nah, you had to listen. All you had to hear, you finna take this dick. That's my Michelle.
Man, come on.
That's my
That could
my
have been
Michelle.
anybody.
It gave it away. Clear as hell.
Look, it was my IG live, and I get it because a lot of stuff on the internet is staged. It's staged for attention. But you mean to tell me you think I'm willing to risk?
Boom. Stage for attention. Bingo.
6 and 7 figure sponsor deals, 6 and 7 figure advertising deals, and between $100 and $200 million just to refute something, a rumor that you're going to believe one way or another, whether it doesn't matter, but I'm going to lose that. And they're like, you know what? That man was willing to lose $200 million. Ain't no way he gave. Y'all, how dumb do you guys sound? I mean, I want you guys, because there are some guys that have, because everybody does.
I mean, if he frames it like that, that's a good argument. It's a good argument. All I could be saying could be all lies, all cap, meaning could have been a real accident. I'm not lying. The second thing I was thinking, if it wasn't on purpose, I think it was the Michelle woman. I think she wanted to have a video or audio of the activities and then might have mistakenly hit that IG live, or maybe purposefully hit that IG live to let him know the Shannon is somewhat taken. Anyways, let's go.
Podcast, LaVelle, they don't make money. You don't make money unless you got
podcasting don't make no money, man. Let's not
advertisers and sponsors.
Advertisers and sponsors, come rock with your boy. If your advertiser or sponsor, pull up on your nigga. Let's go, man.
That's the way you make money,
brother. Let me tell you something, bro. Between Cat Williams, and I'm gonna put mine up there too. I had a good interview, but you having this sex tape, you gonna be interesting for a long time, brother. Trust me.
That's a fact. Regardless, niggas going viral, even though he don't even intend to, or if he intended to.
I guarantee you. I don't know the sponsor business, and you right. You ain't gonna risk those business because you are an icon with the people. an icon and a spokesperson in the world. And people do be like, oh, we got to take a hand off.
Hey man, sometimes it's better to be liked than being right. Right? People already like Shannon and they give the homie a benefit of the doubt.
Like they ain't got no sex tapes. Like they ain't doing nothing freaky. Half the people that probably pull it off, they checking they videos, making sure they live wasn't on. But how'd your live get on? That's what I want to know. Don't you
Lavelle asking the right question. How your live get on, man?
Oh, I got it.
press it?
I'm thinking the towel. Hold on. Y'all go ahead.
Guess what, Lavelle? Since we speaking of sponsors, since it's still within the 36 hours of the event, Roe wants to gift all the participants of this roast of me.
Fair use. Of course, that has the product placement. Now, the product placement could be because he's smart and he's thinking, hey, chaos is a ladder. Shout out to Littlefinger, Game of Thrones. If y'all know, y'all know. He's saying chaos is a ladder, meaning that if you have bad PR, you can flip it into good PR, public relations. Right? Now, this is where again that I think this is planned and staged as a PR move. Because for him to have a sex enhancement sponsor while talking about a sex audio, it's not a sex tape, it's sex audio. It's crazy. Again, to give y'all more context of what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Papa.
Crazy. She call him Papa.
I love it.
Shannon Sharpe's official Instagram. Hilarious. Let's go.
A subscription, if prescribed, to Roast Sparks. So you know what? You can go for 36 hours if need be. Now, you might not want to go but like 10, 15 minutes. But if you wanted to go for 36, have at it. I done butt dial FaceTime Ash. And she's like, she's moving. I was like, well, you know, and I'm looking at
My boy defending himself like goddamn Johnny Cochran. He going Johnny Cochran on him. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. If I did hit and you didn't see my face, you must have quit. That didn't rhyme. It was no bars in that. It is what it is. Homie is doing the ultimate O-lineman defense technique. He's in 3 technique. He's ready to block and defend the allegations. Let's go.
Lavelle.
By the way, let's take a shot break. Shout out to y'all, man. Let's take a shot o'clock. Gang, gang, gang. Let's go.
When I engage in that kind of activity, it's like basketball, one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, we all in the paint. Ain't nobody but her and I. Ain't no dribbling going on.
Okay, I
It's
just
just
want
straight
to know.
post up.
I know how you is with white women. I ain't know.
There you go, Lavelle. See, there you go. See, you see.
Get in the chat. Was it a white woman or was it a black woman? Was Michelle a white woman or a black woman? I think she was black. You know what I mean? But get in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel. I think she was
That's
black.
how rumors get started. That's how rumors get started, right?
She sounded black though. That's why I was like, damn. She sound like her name Shantae.
Okay, talk to me. Is this a black woman or a white woman? Let's go.
Yes, baby.
I'm definitely getting flagged by YouTube. YouTube ain't gonna play. This stream's gonna get destroyed, demonetized, everything in between. Catch it on Patreon, y'all.
I'm used to being like, oh my God,
Hey, Lavelle, we got some of these coming for you. I'm just saying, you don't have to go 36 hours, but I'm just saying, if you wanted to.
I got my beautiful wife made me go as long as possible. That's as good as I got. I'm grown, nigga. You ain't gonna kill me.
Hey man, I'm gonna take a brief pause from this crazy conversation talking about wives and everything. We got to talk about a gender war. And you know what we gonna talk about. I hate to do it, but I gotta do it to him. We gotta talk about that Trump and Kamala Harris debate. Here's some highlights. If y'all ain't tap in, you gotta tap in, bro.
Doesn't have a plan. She copied.
Again, fair use, fair use. This does not belong to me. This belongs to ABC News. And I'm gonna give y'all some of my political commentary, man, before I peel out, man. Let's go, man.
Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. 4 sentences that are just, oh, we'll try and lower taxes. She doesn't have a plan. Take a look at her plan. She doesn't have a plan.
I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually
Again, let me let y'all know this off Jump Street. I'm not a political podcast. I don't do politics in general, but I think that this was such a major story. I had to cover it. And why do I have to cover it? It's because it's interesting. It's topical. It's what's going on, not only in the States, but it's going on internationally, has implications for the entire planet, right? Whoever is the president of the United States is one of the most probably the most powerful human being on this planet. So this debate was not only viewed by 61 million people on ABC, it was viewed internationally, right? I'm Canadian. I'm here dealing with Trudeau, right? But the fact remains, this was a huge event. I don't cover politics for the most part, but there was a clear winner in this debate, right? We're gonna see some of the highlights. Fair use again. Obviously, this is gonna go on Patreon after. Like I said, this is the Patreon link, also the link in bio. Um, y'all get in the chat. Do you think Trump won or do you think Kamala won? And then we're gonna peel back on the Ocho thing. Again, get in the chat. Did Trump win or did Kamala win? And why? Let me know. Let me know, people. You know what I mean? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And if you're listening audio only, I'm playing the video portion of the Trump and Kamala Harris debate. What is the backdrop of this? The backdrop is that Kamala Harris is a new participant in the debate uh, and the presidency, essentially. And they're trying to figure out, is Kamala or Trump gonna win? It's a close, tight race, allegedly. And I got this from the Mint YouTube channel, so I'm giving out proper credit, fair use, fair use. Let's see the highlights. Let's hear the highlights. I might peel in and out in between this. Fair use again, man.
plan to build
Fair use on commentary, man. I'm doing commentary, man. YouTube don't play with your boy. Let's
what
go.
I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut.
By the way, if you know anything about my podcast and my streams, man, I love politics. Love that ish. Crack in my veins. Love it. Let's go.
For those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time. My opponent, on the other hand, his plan is to do what he has done before, which is to provide a tax cut for billionaires and big corporations, which will result in $5 trillion to America's deficit.
We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world. Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation has, which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%, but that's being generous because many things are 50, 60, 70, and 80% higher than they were just a few years ago. They have, and she has, destroyed our country with policy that's insane. Almost policy that you'd say they have to hate our country. First of all, they bought their chips from Taiwan. We hardly.
So what's happening here is it's personal, right? It's personal. It's not detailed in terms of a debate. But you have to understand that this is not a debate about policy. This is an entertainment product, right? It's a product of TV and entertainment. Let's go.
Make chips anymore because of philosophies like they have and policies like they have. I don't say her because she has no policy.
I'm gonna give Kamala some credit. She making some funny faces in this joint, man. She making some good faces. Let's go.
Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she
Kamala kind of funny with the faces. I'm gonna give Kamala that credit. She going along with the troll,
got
man.
elected, she'd change it. And it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well. But when you look at what she's done to our country, and when you look at these millions...
If we're being objective, her father is literally a Marxist professor. He proudly says he's a Marxist. Let's go.
Millions and millions of people that are pouring into our country monthly, where it's, I believe, 21 million people, not the 15.
Again, I watched this debate live, and Trump started pretty well. Kamala started nervous, but Kamala got a second wind. Let's go.
People say, and I think it's a lot higher than the 21. That's bigger than New York State pouring in. And just look at what they're doing to our country. They're criminals. Many of these people coming in are criminals. And that's bad for our economy, too. You know, you mentioned before, we'll talk about immigration later. Well, bad immigration is the worst thing that can happen to our economy. They have, and she has, destroyed our country with policy that's insane. Almost policy that you'd say they have to hate our country.
Trump. Well, as I said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact. Let's understand how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of...
I think this was Kamala's highlight when Kamala was talking about abortion. Why? Because Donald Trump and his team have been horrible on the narrative of abortion, right? Now, why is that? It's because the Republican Party is in direct opposition of what Donald Trump actually believes. What am I talking about? Okay, we were joking about nightcap and all this BS, but we gotta talk about some real ish right now. Donald Trump is pro-choice, right? He's not necessarily pro-life. Donald Trump is an individual who was a player. What do I mean by a player? He was clapping a lot of cheeks. Let's not try to be political about this. He was clapping cheeks, man. He was out here in the streets. He was grabbing some women by the poom poom. It is what it is. He was grabbing some kitty cat. Do I blame him? No, I don't blame him. You're a multi-millionaire, billionaire. You are almost supposed to do it, or like in essence, a lot of women, let's be real, will let you do it. You know what I mean? Due to the financial and resourceful power. It is what it is. I'm not trying to diminish it. The fact remains here is that he was in these streets. And if you're in these streets, I'm sorry, you could get a woman pregnant, or you can catch an STD, but you can definitely make a woman pregnant. Do you think that a dude that was in New York as a billionaire was not sleeping with a lot of women? You must be very dumb or slow. So in his mind, he is pro-choice because he doesn't want to have an oops baby. It is what it is. That's in direct conflict with the Republican motif of being pro-life. Right? Kamala Harris is a California Democrat. They are extremely pro-choice. So much so that some could argue it's too much. That's up to you. That's up to how y'all feel, man. And we talking politics at 11:15 p.m. Eastern time, man. It is what it is. We're going to go through it, and then we're going to get to some laughs at the end of this pod, man. Again, this is going to be exclusively early on Patreon. Hey, run it.
Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump...
That's kind of a lie, but it is what it is. We're good. It's a debate. It's an entertainment product. Lie.
Abortion bans. which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make
Not a Trump abortion ban, but go ahead.
no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime, a violation to their body, does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral.
See, we're living in a post-truth era. What am I talking about? We're living in an era where you don't have to be accurate about what the actual truth and facts are. You just have to present it in a way that's believable towards the general public. What am I talking about? I'll help you out. Trump was lying. Kamala Harris was lying. Both of them were lying in that particular debate. One's lies were more believable than the other person's lies, right? So, whichever lies are more believable, that will show which level people go. And what's happened with politics is it's become tribal. And you could even say it became borderline religious. What am I talking about? If you're on this side and you're not on this side, you're the devil. If you're on this side and you're not on this side, you're the devil. If you're not a left wing person, you are literally Satan incarnate. If you're not a right wing person, you're a demonic person. They've made it so binary on both political lengths in the United States. It's it's bleeded out in the UK. It's bleeded out obviously in Canada, where both sides cannot even listen to each other. If you're in the middle, you're a B. You're a PUSSY. You're lame. You're stupid. You're ignorant. You're weak. You have to be one side or the other, and that's the problem. That's the problem because most people are actually in the middle. They're not extremely left wing. They're not extremely right wing. Either or. And what this television product was, it was not a debate, it was a presentation, it was an entertainment product for each side to represent their side. Kamala is trying to come to the middle. Donald Trump is trying to go more on the right, but he's trying to puddle into the middle to gain some of Kamala's thing. So it's a cool dynamic, man. Let's hear this. And of course, it pauses on me. Get in the chat. Tell me what y'all feel about politics. I hate doing politics, but I love it because I love politics. I just like analyzing it. You feel me? Let's go then. Of course, it pauses and it freezes when I need it.
telling a woman what to do with her body.
This was Kamala's highlight, by the way.
I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term? They don't want that. If you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a 4-star general, has said he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States.
She's cooking with fish grease over here, man. She is going in.
His former national security advisor has said he is dangerous and unfit. His former Secretary of Defense has said the nation, the republic, would never survive another Trump term.
See, I'm a different kind of a person. I fired most of those people. Not so graciously. They did bad things or...
This is something that's kind of a hot take, but it's a mini hot take. I will say this. I say that Donald Trump did pretty well in this debate because what was the alternative? The alternative is Donald Trump would have went hard body on Kamala Harris. And if he went hard on Kamala Harris, he would be seen as a grotesque, disrespectful, rude person. See, when you're talking to women in general, right, you have to be somewhat classy, and your tone matters, and how you treat them matters. You like when men go to war and when men fight and when men deal with each other, we can be a lot more disrespectful because we're men. It's how we do it. Same thing with women. Women, when they're dealing with other women, they are obviously more combative, disrespectful, and rude when you're dealing with intergender gender dynamics. The thing here is Donald Trump had to play on a tough string of being respectful, not too rude, and actually play the strings. He failed. Spoiler alert, he failed. But it's a harder challenge debating a woman. It is what it is. It is what it is. Because men and women shouldn't debate. Men and women should be in harmony. That's what I believe. I believe we should be complimenting each other and showing love to each other. I don't believe we should go to war, right? And this is the antithesis of, in my opinion, what nature should be. It is what it is. Let's go.
Bad job. I fired him. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with Afghanistan.
Trump could have won the debate by repeating this multiple times throughout the debate, but he didn't. He lost track. You see, she's outwardly lying. She's lying, but the lies are working. Do you understand what politics is? She's lying, but the lies are working. See, let me tell you something, man. If you lying and the lies is working, successful politician. Shout out Barack Obama. Shout out Justin Trudeau. Lie, but make the lies work. You feel me? Right? And I would be remiss if I didn't play this clip. I gotta play it. I gotta play it, man. I gotta play this racist, crazy clip. Let's go.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Yeah, let's run that back. That was fire. Let's go.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
That was fire. I don't care what none of y'all said. That was fire. Let's go. That was fire.
That he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political.
Get in the comments. Talk to your boy. Are they actually eating the cats and dog in Springfield, Ohio? Are they? Are the Haitian migrants eating the cats and dogs? Now look, obviously that's a super racist trope and a racist narrative because what's happening, I believe, not only in Springfield, Ohio, but in a lot of the United States. I don't live in the US, but what I've heard is that there's a lot of migrants who are, in essence, over flooding communities in the United States. Why does that matter? What am I talking about? It's because that's actually what's happening a lot in Canada. We have a immigration migrant issue where we have too many people coming into Canada, and it's making it unsustainable and making the housing market very tough and the economy very tough for Canadians who've been here for a long time. So what's happening in the States is that times two or three, right? Where the southern border has let in a lot of people and in essence has caused a big issue with societies and communities. You have a cultural clash. Now, if you look at the history of not only the United States, but almost any Western country, when you have a migrant, a huge migration of people, or a huge population of a certain group, they have a trouble assimilating. Give you an example. In the 1920s, you had Irish people and Italian people showing up in the United States, and they were not integrated properly. There was a lot of problems with those people and British people because British and French people were here prior, were in the United States or North America prior. So when the Irish and the Italians came, there was a huge conflict with them because they were not assimilated to the culture and the people there. So if these things are happening in Springfield, Ohio, they're not eating the cats and dogs. That was obviously a racist, stupid way of explaining that. What happened, I believe, or what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, is that there's a huge population of Haitian people who are not assimilated to the culture of Ohio or the United States. Makes a lot of sense. That's not racist. That's not disrespectful. That's just facts. If you have a huge population of people who move from their home country to another country, they're not going to assimilate or be right away understanding of the culture right away. That's not disrespectful. But when you're saying they're eating the cats and dogs, you, in essence, are disrespecting the culture and the people. You're actually insulting. You're being racist. So Donald Trump in this instant is looking very bad, very horrible, because he could have mentioned that and said that in a smoother, cleaner way and explained the migrant issue and even used that as an attack tactic on Kamala. But Kamala understands that Trump is unhinged. And when you're unhinged, you're liable to say some out of pocket ish. You understand what I'm saying here? And when you say out of pocket ish, you lose voters. Right? So Donald Trump could have, what am I talking about? I'll get to the point. Donald Trump could have talked about something legitimate, which is immigration and migrant issues, right? And then zeroed in on the fact that immigration and migrant issues cause bad societal issues and cause conflict and cause strains on governmental resources. But instead, this nigga, not even this nigga, this orange man said this. This is what he said.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
What? What the hell? I mean, if you just describe that and explain that in a sense that was kind of reasonable and okay, and linked it back to illegal immigration and cultural clashes within a community that cannot sustain a huge upload of population, you'd be straight. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It is what it is. I'll be right back. Now look, I just came back and I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, Trump, Trump, Trump. You're getting a bit fried because she's baiting you and she's getting you cheese. when you put this in the perspective of just cooking and being a politician, she going in. She doing what she's supposed to do, which is lie and distract and mix the truth and the lies. Kamala's doing what she's supposed to do. Kamala Harris did very good in this performance. And y'all already know me, man. I lean more center right, man. I'm a center right person, bro. I'm not so deep right wing where I'm like a borderline racist, discriminatory person, man. I'm in the center right, fam. And I'm actually in the majority of people. Most people are in the center. But Kamala Harris, her role in this debate was to be more entertaining and make Donald Trump seem way more radical than he is. I'm not lying. If you look at the policy proposals from both politicians, they are proposing and talking about the exact same ish, literally down to the point. To the point that it's not even about policy, it's about presentation. And that's what the debate is. Debate was a presentation. It wasn't an exchange of ideas. It wasn't a, no, it was a present. Nigga, let's go, man.
Letters with Kim Jong-un, and it is absolutely well known that these dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again because they're so clear they can manipulate you with flattery and favors. And that is why. So,
And you know what? I'm going to give Kamala credit here too. The reason she said that is to bait Donald Trump into defending himself in a position. She's bullying him. She's bullying him. And because of not just a culture, but just general life, when a woman is bullying a man or disrespecting a man, that's so normalized in the general culture that is dismissed, right? So a lot of the debate, Kamala Harris was throwing bombs at Trump, like disrespecting him very much. But when you disrespect Trump, it's all good, right? If Donald Trump had very much disrespected Kamala Harris, it would be so much front page news. It would be actually detrimental to his debate performance. That's why at the end of this, I believe I know who the winner is, and I'll tell you controversially who I believe the winner is. Let's go.
so many military leaders who you have worked with have told me you are a disgrace. That is why we understand that we have to have a president who is not consistently weak and wrong on
Vice
national
President
security,
Harris.
including the importance of upholding and respecting in highest regard our military.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
And she's the one that caused it, that's weak on national security by allowing every nation last month for the year, 168 different countries sending people into our country. Their crime rates are way down. Putin endorsed her last week, said, I hope she wins. And I think he meant it, because what he's gotten away with is absolutely incredible. It wouldn't have happened with me. The leaders of other countries think that they're weak and incompetent, and they are. They're grossly incompetent. And I just ask one question.
In all honesty, if you look at geopolitics, Putin probably wants Trump to win because Trump is homies with Putin. They get along pretty well. I think he'd also be okay with Kamala winning, but he'd be more okay with Trump winning in essence, because Trump is an authoritarian like him. They're more similar. Kamala's is a corporate shill. She works for lobbyists. She works for establishment. So she'd go into war right away. All right. But I think Putin would prefer the Donald Trump, right? Because Donald Trump is more easier to get along with, and he'd want to do a deal before he'd want to go to war. Kamala Harris is going to go to war. Kamala Harris is from the George Bush, Dick Cheney lane, man. She's going to war. I'm telling you right now, Kamala Harris would cause a war with Russia faster than Donald Trump. And that's not even because I'm saying it's because the neoconservatives have lined up with Kamala Harris. What am I talking about? Dick Cheney, George, and most of the Bush family. Most of the Bush family lines up with Kamala Harris. Let me repeat what I just said. Most of the Bush family and the people who started the Afghanistan Iraq war and multiple wars around the planet and have been CIA operatives side with Kamala Harris. Let me repeat what I just said third time. CIA operatives, former presidents in the Republican Party, so such as George W. Bush, Jeb, Paul Ryan, all neoconservatives, Dick Cheney, who want to proliferate and continue wars in outside nations, side with Kamala Harris. It is what it is. They hate Trump. They hate Trump because Trump is obviously a political outsider, but because Trump shitted on them. That's the facts, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Trump has clearly made himself an enemy to the Republican establishment. Thus, he's made himself an enemy to the overall establishment of politics in Washington. It is what it is. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, man. I'm just an ignorant nigga from Canada, man. Let's go, man.
Why does Biden go in and kill the Keystone Pipeline and approve the single biggest deal that Russia's ever made, Nord Stream 2, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world going to Germany and all over Europe? Because they're weak and they're ineffective.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And let's see. Let me say this again. I'm going to say it like this. In general, during the debate, I think Kamala won. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm just going to keep it real because as an entertainment product, Kamala won the entertainment product. Let me repeat again. Kamala won the entertainment product. You don't want to hear it, and it makes y'all upset, and y'all don't want to feel it. Y'all want to feel some type of way. But Kamala Harris won the entertainment product that was the debate. I'm sorry to break it to y'all. She won that. But guess who won the overall points narrative and the actual substance of the debate? I think, again, my prediction is I think Trump is going to win by a whisker, by a little tiny bit, because he's going to win Pennsylvania. Again, the battleground states, if y'all don't know about the battleground states, there's about 6, maybe 7 states in the United States that are going to decide the election. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Georgia, and you could add, I believe, I think it was those 5. My mistake. It could be those 5s. But let me show y'all where I'll find my information, or at least where, you know what I mean, I actually look at a lot of my information. And it is this website called the Silver Bulletin, right? And I like the Silver Bulletin because Nate Silver is very good at analyzing stats and figures and polling. And it's almost like a general consensus. Again, the most important state here, as y'all see, or y'all listening right here, is Pennsylvania. Number 1. That's the most important one. And it's 47.7 Kamala Harris, 47.5 Donald Trump. There's a 0.2 margin of error. And essentially, that is the state with the biggest amount of electoral college votes, right? Again, I said Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin, Nevada, But you know what? I should have been more specific and added North Carolina. That would have been the sixth one. But these are the battleground states. These are the most important states to actually matter in this whole entire election, right? Even though I believe, like I said, Kamala Harris won the debate because the debate again was an entertainment product. It was not a substance product, right? Donald Trump could have won the debate if he pressed the same message that he put in his final rebuttal, his final case. Instead of speaking about cats and dogs getting eaten, bruh could have talked about this and he would have won decisively, I believe. Yeah, I mean, give me a quick second. I'm gonna get it piped up and get it piled up. Irregardless of all this. What I'm talking about here is this is an individual, Donald Trump, who could have made this a little more grimy, a little more dirty, a little more murky, right? Irregardless of this, if you look at the elections as an entertainment product, if you look at all of this as a product of just, hey, who is the most popular, Kamala's going to win every time. Why? Because Kamala is evidently somebody who's more on the Democratic side, and Kamala is going to lean towards more the popular side because there's a difference. There's the popular vote and then there's the electoral vote. So here's how Trump could have won. Kamala won, evidently, but here's how Trump could have won if he stayed on message towards this. And I'm gonna post the video right now. If y'all are listening, we're gonna see what I want. You know what I mean? You're gonna see what I want in like a bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's let it pop.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
That is the wrong video. I did not want to share that video. Irregardless, that is some racist shit. That's some racist shit. And how did it happen? It happened very simply because Kamala Harris baited him into that. You know what I mean? Kamala Harris made him get in that corner. And a person like Donald Trump needs to be in an arena that has more, how would I say, uh, an audience, an entertainment module. So the fact that there was no audience actually was a great benefit to Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? And if she's gonna get a benefit, why not? If she's gonna have a 3v1, why not? It is what it is. You get what you get and you don't get upset. Right? Like, why would you be mad if you agree to some ish that's unfair to you? You can't be mad. It is what it is. Right? So, anyways, man, let me say this. If Donald Trump pushed this narrative, I'm gonna play a last video, and then we're gonna go back to the Shannon Sharpe and the sex tape. But if he pushed this narrative throughout the whole thing, I think he'd be fine. Let's go.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to
Oh, okay. Of course it froze on.
that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it. And you
Let's run it back. 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 Again, I'm Canadian. I lean more Trump, but at the same time, I'm more in the center. I understand, or at least I respect politics. Kamala Harris is winning right now. And if the election was tonight or today or tomorrow or any time in the past week, Kamala Harris would win, and it would be tight, but she would win. It's honestly because Donald Trump's ego and narcissism is not having him go on message. That's the problem. What is the message? The message should be this. This was the most concise and accurate way for him to send his message. Unfortunately, he did not send his message. He was not concise, he was not exact. And that's unfortunate for his fans and his people, but it's
So
what it
she
is.
just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that.
These are his closing remarks again. Let me make this perfectly clear. Okay? YouTube, I know the algorithm, I know how it works. It's going to go against this whole show, this whole podcast, this whole stream. I'm going to post it early on Patreon. I don't know if I'm going to post it in general towards my entire YouTube page. It's going to get demonetized. It's going to get flagged. Everything is going to go against this video, this stream. I know it. I know it. But if you want to support me, y'all want to rock with me, it's going to be on Patreon early, and then it's going to go on YouTube platforms a bit later. Support your boy again by checking out the Patreon and subscribing to the YouTube platforms. Give your boy 5 stars. Give me a good rating. Fight the algorithm, right? I try to give y'all truth and honesty. As I said, I'm not a political podcast, but I just found this debate so interesting, so riveting. I'm gonna cover a lot more Canadian politics. Rock with your boy. Let's see if Donald Trump had kept this same speech from the beginning to the end and kept repeating it, he would have won the debate. Didn't win the debate, had the most substantial points, but didn't win the debate. Talk about it.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why?
Again, fair use. I do not own this content. ABC News owns the content. Let me know what y'all think.
Hasn't she done it? She's been there.
Let's get it from the beginning, man. Let's go.
Started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year, they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? We're a failing nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughed. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars going on with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to end up in a third world war, and it'll be a war like no other because of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry. I rebuilt our entire military. She gave a lot of it away to the Taliban. She gave it to Afghanistan. What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
Now look. The messaging. Let's not look at the facts and the details. Again, let me make this clear. This was not a debate about facts and details. This was not a debate about policy. This was a debate about entertainment. Entertainment, right? If I'm an American, I'm looking at it as somebody who has substance and somebody who's entertaining. Kamala Harris won the entertainment war easily. Kamala Harris is a very skilled politician. I will not take that away from her. I'm not going to disrespect this woman, Kamala Harris. She is a very skilled politician. She came up to him and shook his hands. That is a power move. She was making faces like this. That's a power move. Entertaining. She has a great smile. Entertaining. I have no problem. Entertaining. Is there substance behind that? Is there? Does it matter? That's the real question, man. I should have peeled out like 20 minutes ago. Does it matter though? If you're listening on Patreon, I appreciate you more. Does it matter though? Substance does not matter because we are in a situation in the United States where it's all about entertainment and optics. You feel me? What's the point of actually telling these Negroes what we finna do don't matter? They need to be entertained and distracted. If I was an American, Donald Trump clearly has better policies, but I'm being entertained by this. I like the faces. I like the memes. I like being Brett. This nigga looks evil. But like we saw in the closing
So if you just
arguments,
started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things, why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year, they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? We're a failing nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughed. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed
fair use, fair use. This belongs to ABC News. Let's go.
at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars going on with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to end up in a third world war, and it'll be a war like no other because of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry. I rebuilt our entire military. She gave a lot of it away to the Taliban. She gave it to Afghanistan. What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
And that's it. That's all bro had to do. That's all he had to do was repeat that over several times. Truth or not, it would be a persuasive message. Because this is not about truth. Both of them were lying. Both sides were lying. It's about sending a message, a strong message. And Donald Trump hit it at the end. He failed, evidently, because those were 2 minutes out of a 90 to 80-minute saga where most of the time Kamala Harris was spanking that ass. It is what it is. I'm not gonna be a hater. Kamala was spanking that in every single metric. She was spanking it other than actual policy and substance. There's no need for policy and substance because you are in a debate of optics and entertainment. It is what it is. But we're gonna finish this podcast off, this stream off with some laughs. Let's have some fun. Get in the comments, get in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about all the details. Do y'all think Kamala won or y'all think Trump won? We're gonna go back to Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharpe to cool off before we finish off. Let's go.
hey, I ain't gonna be sitting out here be mad as hell. Be like dead. My wife, she don't want. We married. We married for a reason. Just enough.
Yeah. So Chad, people that's gonna see this, I want y'all to ask yourself this question. To refute any rumor, would you be willing to forego $100 to $200 million
I wouldn't
to
want
refute
mess
a
with no
rumor
money.
and sell some merchandise?
You right about that.
Yeah, they know that they know they wouldn't. They obviously wouldn't. But
And see the thing that in your defense, not cutting you off, Chad. In your defense, you got a whole camera crew. You could have really elaborated on it and put the work in, sound and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got a whole
camera
team.
angle. You could have had three. You had
Stunt
three
man.
cameras set up and done everything professionally.
And if y'all are not in the know about what happened, I will share it again, man. I know this video ain't last on YouTube. We getting this video on my Patreon, but we're gonna YouTube gonna flag this. It is what it is. I'm not sending it to the public, man. This is going on my Patreon. Let's run it. Should I put this on members only or Patreon? I'm definitely gonna put it on Patreon, but should I add it on the members only? Get in the chat. Let me know.
Papa, I love it.
I love it.
Yes, baby.
Nasty, freaky
If you're
ass.
gonna do it right.
And the thing, and what I hate the most, LaBelle, is that I put people. I employ I got 10 people on staff. Most people that all operate a podcast ain't got 10 people. I ain't talking about no part time. I'm talking about full time. Even when we're not shooting, they getting paid. When we took when we took off Ocho, they got paid.
Hey,
can
I feel like?
Hey man, like I say, fair use. Y'all think Kamala and Shannon gonna get down? Hey man, she was brat before. She gonna be a brat for real. Let's go, man.
The application.
You heard me, Unc? That's not.
I like to get paid when we ain't working.
I say.
What do you say
in the chat? Talk about Uncle Freak.
Hey,
tell him to jump on. Tell him to jump on. We got something for him anyway.
Hey, he got we got to send him some of them sparks.
Man,
hey, look, bro.
His head.
Hey man, I don't even care, man. At this point, I don't care. I don't care. This video ain't staying up on YouTube. This going on my Patreon, man. Y'all already know where the Patreon link is at, man. It is what it is. We gonna get freaky, man. F it. When we close to midnight on the East Coast, man. Let's go, bro. Let's go, man. I don't care. Man, we are playing the shits. We playing the shits. I don't care. I literally don't give a F, man. I'm putting this on my Patreon. I'm not leaving this up here, man. YouTube is playing with you. They're gonna play with me. But you know what? I'm playing with fire too. So that's why I say like the stream, like the video. If y'all watching it live, get in the chat. Rock with your boy. We gonna hear some audio for real. I don't know what's up with me, man. I'm kind of messed up. I like playing with fire, man. Whenever people say don't touch, I'm touching. You know? I gotta chill on that. I need Christ. I need the Lord. I need the Lord. But if y'all ready for this, again, after this stream is done, I'm not even gonna monetize this ish, man. It is what it is, man. I'm basically doing YouTube for free. I'm doing it to entertain y'all and appreciate y'all. Again, I love y'all. The fact is, I started streaming. I'm not even bullshitting. I started streaming about a year ago, right? I can do better in the growth. I can do better. But the fact that even one person is willing to watch this and rock with me, I'm thankful beyond measure. I'm thankful beyond measure, man. Real talk. Real talk. Real MF and talk. And we're gonna hear some naughty ish. Let's go hear some naughty. Let's go on my Patreon. I'm not leaving this stream up on YouTube. Hell no. Let's go.
Put this dick in here. Right there. There you go, baby. There you go, baby. There you go, baby. That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle.
I'm effing crazy. Let me put that D in. That's my Michelle. That Unc is a freakazoid, man. Could you see Unc dealing with Unc and Kamala?
Hey, look, when I heard it, I
You
was
need to be
just
at least
proud.
you need to be at least 5'10".
He that short.
Who was that?
They're talking about Kai Cenat. That's hilarious, man. Oh my God. Ultimately, let me finish this off like this. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. We praying for Tua. We hoping Tua's be all right. We praying for Shannon Sharpe to be not such a clout chaser. We praying for all of them. And you know what? There's no way I can finish this off without playing some music to end this off. Get in the chat, man. Get in the chat, y'all. Let me know if y'all think, again, let me put this in. Oh my God. Do y'all think, did Shannon leak the IG sex audio on purpose? Get in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about that. And like I said, I'm going to take off the stream and it's going to be in my Patreon. Okay? I'm not leaving this up. I know it's not going to get monetized. I know the copyright claims is coming. I know all the BS is coming. It's going to be on my Patreon. Okay? Link is in bio. But do y'all think Shannon leaked the ish? Talk to your boy. Talk to your boy. God. Craziness, man. Crazy how people will do all type of ish for clout, man. You know, and the thing is, me, I like Unc, man. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't. If y'all are listening on the YouTube platforms, sorry, podcasting platforms, y'all know how much I rock with Unc. But if he does some corny ish like that, I cannot. I cannot rock with it. But yeah, this is something I will say. There was a rumor, right, that Shay was only dealing with the milk, white women only. I think he deal with a pretty brown. I think he do. And I think that's the best way we can end this podcast, bro. With a little pretty brown. Like I said in the chat, man, I'm taking this off YouTube and I'm putting it on exclusively on Patreon. Shout out to YouTube. I know I'm gonna get copyright struck. I know I'm gonna get AdSense. I know I'm gonna get out of it. It don't matter. I did this to entertain y'all and anybody on podcasting platforms. I'm doing this to show y'all love. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed y'all. I got much love for y'all. We gotta outro this the right way. Pretty brown. And I hope Shannon got some pretty brown, because it sounds like he got some brown. Let's go. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Deuces.